If they don't give a shit about helping, the first thing they say on day one is, I'm going to write 100 executive orders and unwind everything the previous president did.
Okay, I think like you. I think maybe it's like better to have. I think it's better to have a deeper understanding of like how far those executive orders go, because again, like that's a really like
brother, they go very deep.
So you're telling me. Let me ask you this: Donald Trump touches the White House on January 20th. Like you understand that like not every single bill that was passed under the Biden administration can just be like signed into like the abyss, right?
Well, not signed into, no. He can't unwind the bill, right? Because the bill is passed. What he can do is he can direct his executive branch on how to enforce that law. Meaning, let me give you an example.
No, I understand. Right. So why vote for Donald Trump?
Because I believe that those that support Donald Trump believe in God, and those that support Harris do not. And that is where my fundamental... You're telling me
we had this entire conversation for 10 minutes, and that's the reason you voted for Donald Trump?
Correct.
Holy fuck.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, brother.
So, and like Donald Trump, again, like being this guy who's like morally corrupt. And like,
well, hang on. See, you're missing the whole shiny object thing. That's the whole point. He's the shiny object to distract you. You get it now? You get it now? He's the shiny object.
Okay, so people who support hold on. So okay. So then Donald Trump doesn't matter, but the people who voted Trump support God.
Correct.
So like all of them, some of them. What does that mean?
I would probably say at least 75% of the conservative party. Okay. I would say at least 75%.
And like, okay. And that's important to you because
I believe in God. I mean, that's really as
why is it why is it based on like how many people who voted for someone?
I just don't believe in where the Democrats are going to lead this country. I just don't believe.
Okay, but like, and so, but it does. But hold on. But it doesn't matter like that Donald Trump like does all these very like obviously not godly things.
Hang on. Again, the shiny object.
No. So that's why I get that. If you let me finish, I was going to say that you're saying that doesn't matter because like he's just like the ploy. And this feels like I'm trying to write an essay, and I have my word count is 2,500 words, and I'm repeating.
Because he is the most ungodly person that will piss off the Democrats while the godly people run this country. You're absolutely correct. You got it right there. You nailed it. Nail on the head.
I feel like this is okay. All right.
You see?
No.
Because why would we pick someone like Donald Trump, who is the worst possible candidate, right? That's the point. That's the point.
The point is that everyone knows he's bad, but we can distract with Trump.
Correct. There we go.
This is like very deep. Just like this is. No, yeah. This is.
I saw your face. You got it. You understand now.
No. I mean, I understand now what you're saying. I think it's like really, really like it's like. I feel like
brother.
I feel like we're trying. I feel like you're trying very. I feel like
you're only 22. You're new to politics.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Sorry. No, I mean, again, like I understand what you're saying. I just feel like it's like, I don't know. It's like
this ain't checkers, brother.
I feel like we're trying to protect. I feel like we're trying to like. I feel like we're trying to talk
in like brother.
I feel like we're trying to talk in like a very smart way, and like we've come to a conclusion that is very dumb.
Well,
like I feel like none of that really was super thoughtful discourse.
Sarcasm is so good, people will think you're dumb, and that's the whole point. Aha! Yeah, there we go. Now you got it. You're new to politics, brother. Get in the game and realize this is not checkers. It's definitely chess. There are a lot of people older than you that have been wanting to do this for a long time, and you're new in this. I get it. You're thinking that it's played a certain type of way. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game. Get into it, brother. I'm not trying to kick you while you down. I'm just letting you know this ain't checkers, brother.
I mean, I know politics is a dirty game.
All right, so there you go. Get involved then, because the way you're playing is checkers, and it ain't checkers, brother. It ain't checkers. Now, you're young, right? 22. I'm trying to fill you in on what's going on. Get involved and see what's really.
What do you do for a living, if you don't mind asking?
Work for the government, brother. Veteran. 9/11. Remember that whole thing?
Well, you said you said you saw the towers fall. You're a veteran.
Right. I joined the Navy. I'm a Navy veteran.
Okay, I appreciate that. Okay.
Thank you, brother.
And so now you work for the government, or
Correct.
so you're not serving any longer, or you are?
Correct.
Okay, okay. Well, I do appreciate you serving. Okay,
Thank you, brother.
got it. Checkers, not chess, or chess, not chess.
There we
Checkers.
go. Nice. You got it. The good thing is, I'm not trying to kick you while you're down. I'm just letting you know
Not down.
I know, that's the whole point. I'm trying to fill you in because maybe you can get in the game and realize what's really going on, right?
I gotta open my eyes.
There we go. There we go, brother.
So okay, so like God, something, Trump, God. So like, are Democrats like the party of evil or something? Or?
Well, there we go. Maybe you should start doing a little bit more research into what's going on.
So please enlighten me. I mean, I've like, what do you think about Joe Biden?
Joe Biden has been trying to run for president for like 40 years, right? And he couldn't win until Barack Obama pulled him as his vice president. Now, let me give you a little context about what's called the vice president curse, right?
Wait. Before I hear this,
Sure.
like, yeah, just are Democrats like evil or like not? Like the people who are,
they're just not believing in God. They're God in name only, right? If you want to call them dinos, Democrats in name only, like Republicans in name only, they're God in name only. They don't act the way that the Bible says to act.
And how does the Bible, like how, like, I guess I'm trying to understand that aspect of like where, like what is the end goal for this country? Like that the Bible would, if we follow God, if Trump's the shiny object and conservatives in the background start moving this country toward God, like what is that?
Here's my one thing. Here's my probably one beef I got. That's probably, I'm not saying it's everybody's beef, but here's my beef: is you got to leave the kids alone until they turn 18. Once you start messing with kids in any age under 18, you're destroying our future. And I don't think.
Pause.
Go ahead.
Okay. And I'll let you continue. I just, like, again, we talk about, like, you know, Trump's the shiny object. It's all bull. We're playing chess, not checkers. And this is like, we got to move the country toward God. And the first thing you bring up about what needs to change to move toward God is like innately, like at the very front. Innately is not the right word. Is at the very front of Trump's like campaign. That doesn't seem like any like back end stuff. That's just like conservatives say this all the time.
What do you mean? I missed your question.
Well, like I was asking, like, what's like like what is the goal and all this? Well, Trump's the shiny object. Conservatives are moving the country toward God, and I'm like, okay, so what does this look like? Like, what do we want the country to look like if it's moving toward God? And you're like, oh, don't mess with kids. But I know, but I'm saying you started with like, oh, don't mess with kids under 18, which we can talk about that, but that's like that was at the front of Trump's campaign. That doesn't seem very like.
I think you're missing what I mean by that. It's not meant in like the P-file type of way. I mean in a completely different way. I mean it in this sense. I think that the children of the country, the generations, right? We talk about 18 to 40, 40 to 60, the generational groups, right? Mm-hmm. We as a country need to stop dictating what our younger generations think, believe, do. And I think that we need to allow them to make the decisions on how they want to run this country one day. Now, you included too, man. What I think is that number one, Ivy League schools and the school system in this country are way too indoctrinated, too liberated to make you liberated, right? To go a certain type of way. And to graduate with a degree, you must follow these type of norms and these types of ways to get that degree. The majority of the education system is built this way, and I disagree with that. All right. Okay.
Can I ask a question really quick?
Sure. Go ahead.
Just yes or no. Mm-hmm. Do you believe like if you would you define yourself as a conservative?
An independent conservative.
Okay.
I'm socially liberal.
So you believe in like the idea of small government?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so going back to like for a second, when you started on like, we shouldn't like, if you're like, leave the kids alone if you're under 18, like if as someone who supports small government, if there's a 15-year-old with a guardian, a doctor, a psychiatrist, and a therapist all in a room, and they've all made a medical decision, and all of them agree with that medical decision to perform on, to have, I guess, let's say, perform on the 15-year-old, and the 15-year-old agrees to this. Do you think that like the government should have any role in that room? Should the government be able to like step in that room and say no?
Well, let me ask you a question. Do we have laws that prevent children under the age of 18 from having consensual sex with adults? We do, correct?
Uh-huh.
So for that exact reason, I would argue that the government should step in and protect that child's right until they turn 18.
Whoa. The whole idea is that actually, well, I mean, what you said was like contradictory in itself because, a minor cannot consent. So we're trying to like protect children from the fact that they cannot consent to a, hold on. They cannot consent to a sexual act. I'm talking about a medical procedure where a doctor thinks it's appropriate, a psychiatrist thinks it's appropriate. This is just a hypothetical. A doctor thinks it's appropriate, a psychiatrist thinks it's appropriate, the kid agrees, and there's a guardian there who says it's fine. As a small government conservative, how could you possibly believe that the government has any say in that hospital room?
So my same question to you would be this: if that was about having sex,
hold on, a medical procedure like under the opinion of a doctor who's like studied medicine is much different than like obviously like
a medical procedure. We talk about removing genitals.
I know, but that's the entire point of the hypothetical is I don't know, but this seems like innately backwards when we have this conversation of like again I haven't named a specific procedure, but as somebody, even as a Democrat, as somebody who thinks that the federal government should be much larger, I don't think the government has any role in that, very few roles in that room. And now, again, we can talk about specifics around what that procedure is. I haven't gotten there. I'm just asking, it's just interesting to me how you can claim to have like this ideology of being a conservative and government needs to get out, but like, why do you think the government, just when you feel like it's not morally acceptable to you, that the government should play some role in like what goes on in a doctor's office?
So here's what I would say to this: you make a good point, okay, and you make a very good point about the small government. Maybe they have no point in being involved with that. But here's what I would say to you to this: if either children being mutilated, and now mutilate, hang on a second, let me finish. Mutilated can be easily interpreted both ways. One side can see it as a bad thing, another side could be seeing it as gender-affirming care, right? My point is this, is I think that if it ever came down to that, I think you would be in a civil war in this country.
Okay,
now, let me explain it a little bit more.
I do, and I'm gonna let you finish. Again, I do just want to say, like, you're right. There is like laws around being like under 18 and like you can't get like certain like care that we're talking about. Like it's not legally available. And like, yes, there are obviously like if a doctor and a psychiatrist and a mom and a dad agree on like, unaliving somebody, that doesn't mean that the government shouldn't step in and protect people. But I understand. But A, I would argue, well, that's not what we're talking about. And B, just like, it's like a small government conservative. When we start to get into like some of these issues about like what you think is morally acceptable, like abortion or somebody's like gender affirming care, like, well, again, I don't think that like, I don't see how the government plays any role in that.
So I guess my argument to that would be that once they turn 18, they become a part of society and we have to deal with them. So I agree with you in saying you're right. Maybe we do not have any business being in what's going on in your household, your doctor, your psychiatrist, right? But when that child turns 18, they have to come into society and we have to deal with them. And maybe we don't want to deal with them that certain type of way. So we are trying to let you know ahead of time, hey, listen, we disagree with this because if they become 18 and what they become as a result of, this in-house doctor psychiatry that the government never got involved in, we're going to have a problem when they turn 18 because either one, we might not want them in society, or there might be a very large swath of society that might not give them the rights that they think they're going to be entitled to. You have to understand.
Whoa. Okay.
Hang on. You have to understand that this country was built upon war, brother. And if you didn't like something, we went to war. And the last time that was the Civil War and slavery. And if it comes down to a country that's creating children a certain type of way, thinking that just because they're under 18, the government's not going to get involved. Well, these children that eventually become 18 and then maybe think an absolute antithetical way to the way things are run, you're going to have a civil war. You're gonna have a civil war, brother. Is that what you're looking for?
Can I just say this really quick? Like going back, like when we talk about again, like how this group of conservatives is supposed to move the country toward God. Like, the topic we're discussing is like incredibly like niche, right? So like obviously like just in terms of like gender reaffirming care for people under 18, like there's only certain things they can do. It's usually just hormones, but again, we're talking about like a very small, like not very many people have done that. And my position is that people should do it. Like I'm very supportive of the LGBTQ plus community. People should do that. We should follow the science, and people should do, you know, what they feel is best. And if doctors are recommending like in any given scenario that like any type of gender reaffirming care would be like good for somebody, I'm fully in support of that. But regardless of that, how, again, like in this whole context of the 10-minute setup of, oh, actually it's chess, not checkers. Like this is something that people talk about in the mainstream all the time. So like, what is some like godly, like what else are we going to do for the country to move it toward God?
Well, I wouldn't say move towards God. I just think it's a numbers game. I think that right now the Democrats are kicking themselves in the ass because they didn't realize that there was 2.5 million more people this election that wanted to vote for Trump over Harris. He won the popular vote by 2.5 million, brother. Right? You talk about Hillary Clinton in 2016.
I don't think I'd have to go look at the updated numbers, but I don't think he won by that much.
Something like that.
I don't think it was that much. Hold on a second.
It's got to be at least 2 million.
No, I don't think it was that much either.
Double check.
Vote.
I'm curious. Enough, right?
I don't know why I can't just like pull up the like total numbers. Jesus God. Does someone have the numbers in chat maybe? Here we go. Grade 19. I don't know. Regardless. Oh, okay. As of 2 days ago, Trump had 76.8 million. Harris had 70.7. Yeah. So about okay. So you're right. About 2.5. Sure.
Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, even though she lost the Electoral College in 2016 to Donald Trump by 2.5 million people. Why did the same 2.5 million flip over to Trump and give him the Electoral College this time? It's a numbers game, man. That's all it is. Now, I get what you're saying, and I get the argument that the liberals make and the Democratic base makes, but it's a numbers game. And frankly, right now, you don't have the numbers to push the agenda you're trying. And it's only going to get worse. Because now, the more you fight about it,
what agenda is that? See, here's the thing. Like again, like it's like a lot more
ungodly agenda. That's really what it
so
comes
like
down
I don't think that like I think that like then we would, first of all, I'd like to again know what that ungodly agenda is, but like that's not what the data would show. Like when you talk about like the rhetoric that you're referring to right now, Democrats dominated across the board. Democrats dominated on abortion. Democrats dominated on LGBTQ plus issues. Democrats dominated on gun violence issues. We dominated. The reason that the country shifted right is a lot of because of like the status quo in the economy. I would predict just if I had to have this general setup again, but the economy was in a different place and Democrats were ran the same playbook, or Democrats were even more open about more aggressive supporting. I don't like to use the term like more aggressive. Regardless, if it was the exact same setup and the economy was different, I think the election would have gone a different way. I don't think many Americans are concerned about the issues that you're referencing. I actually think most Americans are cool with like freedom and people just being happy. I think they think that Trump's going to make things more affordable, and I disagree.
You think Joe Biden should have dropped out? He would have had a better chance?
I don't know.
That's a question then. Because why, if he dropped out and Kamala Harris jumped in, why did she still lose?
But wait, you didn't but you didn't respond to what I just said.
I didn't hear what you said. Go ahead.
But I'm saying like you're like, oh look, like Democrats are going to keep losing if you go with this radical agenda. America rejected a radical agenda. I'm telling you via like the numbers we have now from the election, like people didn't reject the Democrat ideas. So people were very supportive of Democrats on abortion, LGBTQ plus issues, etc. Again, I think the country shifted right because of things like the economy. And if the economy was different, I don't think Americans like yourself, I don't really think Americans would be talking so much about these culture issues, because I think that that's a whole different issue. But again, and I do want to point out, just for the record, like if we find out that like, oh, Democrats aren't going to win because of, and I just frankly disagree with this completely, but let's say it's true. Democrats aren't going to win because of LGBTQ plus issues. I would tell, if we knew for a fact that 60% of Americans won't vote for Democrats because of LGBTQ plus issues, I'd tell 60% of America to go fuck themselves. I'd go figure out a way to message better, go inform people and tell people that they should be more inclusive. We can lose over and over and over again, but at what point do you like have no spine? right? Like, again, like when we look at like just general history, like, fucking Lyndon B. Johnson met with MLK when he had a disapproval rating of 61%. So a lot of, moderates back then were like, Johnson should meet with MLK because people think he's on, and Lyndon B. Johnson didn't give a right? And then through a lot of protest and education, people became more inclusive. So again, there's like a lot of nuance here, but I don't think that that's the reason we lost. I don't think Americans are like not pro LGBTQ plus. And in some world that they are, I don't think Democrats should abandon that issue.
Since Trump can't run in 4 years, what are you going to do to push your agenda for the next 4 years the right way? Remember, chess, not checkers. Instead of lighting your hair on fire about Donald Trump being an R word or doing all this, right? Forget about all that. And let me explain what I mean by this. According to the Constitution, he could be a felon. He could be in prison. He can still be the president. This is the whole point on why he is the shiny object for the Democrats. He could be the worst person in the world and he can still be president. Now, if you can get past that and stop bringing up these lives talking about what's wrong with Donald Trump, talk about what you're going to do in 4 years to make this country better.
Yeah, I think Kamala Harris did that like a lot.
Really good chance of getting the candidate you want.
Again, I think Kamala Harris did that a lot. Like again, I think to act like the playbook for Democrats was like just Trump just isn't true.
Correct. Well, if you go that way, you're going to lose in 4 years.
But I'm saying that we didn't go that way this year.
I think you did, though. I really think you did.
Okay.
I think that Donald Trump was the name.
I actually vividly remember sitting in multiple rallies in different states, hearing entire speeches about what was going to happen over the next 4 years and what her plans were and why she cared and who she was and how she was going to get the legislation passed and all about her background. In fact, if we go through the 3 Harris campaign objectives for the 100 days they had, the first one was defining Kamala Harris. The second one was letting people know what Kamala Harris's platform was. And then the third one was fighting against Trump because obviously it's an election.
So here's a question, right? J.D. Vance, right, the new vice president, right? So Trump can't run in 4 years. He will be termed out. This is his second term. Who's going to win in 4 years?
I don't know that Donald Trump's going to willingly leave, but we will.
No, well, let me tell you how this works. The reason why we put him in office is because he can bolster all he wants. It's the military in this country that enforces the law. He's going to be kicked out of office. Okay, brother? That's the way it works. He's going to be kicked out.
Why do I feel like the way you're talking right now is like you must? I mean, are you like?
Well, that's the way the government works, man. Most people don't understand that. Okay, there's not some like dictator that runs in the White House. The military is what controls.
Yeah, so you're like, this is what's going to happen. I'm like, yeah, that's like what's my like innate fear with Trump coming in is like he tried to. Can I speak? Like Trump legally and illegally tried to overturn the election, and I think that like with the way Republicans now want to set up the executive branch, like we were a couple people away. Those couple people making different decisions from Donald Trump potentially being in the White House still right now. So again, like I think you have a poor understanding of our government setup and how it can be changed if you just think that like, oh, Donald Trump's going to get out if he likes it or not. Well, I mean, he was in the White House in 2020 pressuring the Department of Justice to say something different about the election, and 2 DOJ officials resigned over that. If those 2 DOJ officials were loyalists who didn't care about the law, we might be having a different discussion right now.
I think so you're making a good point. Where I would argue a little bit differently is what I'm concerned about is the nuclear weapons, right? And hang on. Let me explain what I mean by that.
I'm getting a lot of comments about your following list and your liked videos.
Yeah, I like videos and I have a following list. Not sure what that actually means.
Okay. Do you like videos of people who are younger by chance?
Well, they would be 18 plus to be on TikTok, right? So any accounts would be 18 plus, right? So
that is a really, I did not like the answer to that question.
Why don't you go take a look at yourself instead of looking at what the chat is saying? Because the chat seems to be so interested in what I'm saying that they're not interested in what I want to say, that they're just trying to find ways to put me down.
Did I hear someone say, did I see someone in the chat say young girls doing ballet?
I love ballet. New York City ballet, as a matter of fact. Go to the ballet all the time.
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
What? Why do you like ballet?
Why don't I like ballet? I don't like going to baseball games. I like going to ballet. I like going to
I'm just asking like what your personal like history is with ballet. Like, why do you like ballet?
Well, let's see. Let me tell you where I like to go. I like to go to the World War II Museum in Washington, D.C. I like to go to Arlington National Cemetery. I like to visit the White House every now and then. I like to go to the New York City Ballet. I like to go to the Museum of Modern Art. I like to go to Central Park. I like to go to the World Trade Center. I like to go to a lot of places. It's interesting how your chat only finds one thing in the videos that I like and who I follow, not the astrophysics, not the space talk, not anything involving NASA, not involving that, but it's only involved in one thing because they're trying to label me as a certain type of way. And that's the whole point of why we put somebody like Donald Trump in office, because we put the worst one in because that's all you people are concerned about. You're not concerned about the bigger issues of things. Right? I can talk about astrophysics and the way the universe was created and Einstein equals MC squared up and down all you want. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the planetarium, Brian Greene, Nobel Prizes, physics, philosophy. But your chat is more concerned about why I'm liking videos about girls in ballet. Do you understand what the problem here is in this country? That's why the Republicans put Donald Trump in office so that you liberals can light your hair on fire. And that's exactly what you and your chat are doing right now, lighting your hair on fire. That's the whole point.
Okay. So first of all, like I think people are focused on your like videos
Correct.
potentially being.
And what if they are minors? What if they are? Are they allowed to be on TikTok? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
No, I don't. Hold on. Pause. I don't need to get into a discussion about. First of all, people in chat and this discussion don't care about your like videos on philosophy because, again,
clearly they do because they're telling you to look at them, aren't they?
Pause. Can I finish speaking?
Go ahead.
People are concerned not with the philosophy videos, but the videos of potentially young people because
So what's wrong with that? Why? What's wrong with that? Tell me why.
Because like people don't want young
They're
people.
minors. Tell me how you know they're minors. Tell me. How do you know?
Can I finish speaking?
Go ahead.
You seem very defensive over this.
I'm ready to be defensive.
Okay.
You're ready to be offensive. See the point?
Can I? I'm asking you a question. Can you just finish speaking? But again, people are obviously concerned because if you're like, we don't want individuals underage to be harmed in any type of way. I'm just curious, like,
What happens to that whole keep government out of stuff, and if it's a psychologist and
Whoa,
it's a doctor,
whoa. See, we're talking about medical
right.
procedure. Like, if you think it's okay to like touch a girl who's underage, then the government's not going to protect. I don't think a lot of people will protect you for that. And you have a good time in prison, my friend, because
now when you say
they're not going to like you very much there either.
Touching and liking a video are completely different.
Again, it's just very interesting how when I say something about being attracted to a minor, you're not defending that point.
You're just attracted to a minor just because I like a video. Where does that ever equate to me being attracted to a minor? And how do you know they're minors? You see where you're going with this? You see where you're going with this? Chess, not checkers, brother. Light your hair on fire. That's the whole point. You're more concerned about something that is completely irrelevant and not listening to the topic I'm talking about. You're going through my profile, trying to find the worst of the worst, not realizing you're just lighting your hair on fire, brother. Now, when are you going to wake the fuck up? Because it's definitely not checkers.
I feel like you're what smart people think smart people are. Or I'm sorry, I think you're what dumb people think smart people are.
That's a good one. I like that one. That's a good one. When your sarcasm is so sarcastic, they think you're a dumbass. Yeah, I know. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. When your sarcasm is so sarcastic, they think you're a dumbass. Yeah, that is the whole point, isn't it?
I don't know, man. I'm just like, why? I mean, some of these videos like are not ballet related.
Right. So that's the whole point. Why do you think I leave it open so you can look at it? Don't you think I would keep it private? Don't you think I would lock it away so you couldn't look at it? Because I know you're going to look at it. That's the whole point. I want you to look at it. Dumb.
Why?
Because you're looking at it right now to light your hair on fire. Right? There we go.
So you want people. Wait. Can pause. So you purposely like videos that could be perceived as you liking people who you shouldn't be liking, so people get upset and can label you as a P word.
There we go.
And that helps you, and why?
Donald Trump. Same reason why
How does that relate at all to Donald Trump?
Because what is Donald Trump? He's an SA, right? He's a R word, right? He's a convicted felon for what? Doing all that stuff, right? Isn't that the whole point? You see? Shiny object. Shiny object. There we go. Now you get it. I see the look on your face just changed. There we go.
No, I don't. This is crazy.
What is crazy? Tell
Just
me
like,
what is crazy.
well, like again, like that like no, that makes no sense. But it's just
If
like,
I really didn't want you to see it, I would make it private and not let you see my liked videos. So why do I have it as public so you and all your 2,000 followers here can look at it? Think about that.
so okay.
There we go. There we go.
But again, like it doesn't seem very advantageous for you to like people now think that you're.
Why not? Who am I and who are you? Who am I? Nobody. Who are you? Nobody, right? You're more concerned about some liked videos on a profile that you don't even know who I am, really.
I mean, I know, and I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about that. I hope I'm actively concerned about that.
There we go. I told you I'm a 9/11 veteran. Work for the government. Watch the Twin Towers fall. Right. So there we go. Start thinking about it a little bit more broad, brother. I ain't just some P word putting all this shit out here, not knowing what I'm talking about.
Are you attracted to people that illegally you should not be attracted to? Yes or no?
Am I attracted to people that I am not illegally allowed to be attracted to? No.
Okay.
Next question.
You better be. You just listen, bro. Like, if this is like some giant ploy, I wouldn't do that because you're gonna get yourself hurt. But if it's not a giant ploy, assuming it's not because we're just talking in circles, you better be really careful. Better be careful.
I guess I would say the exact same thing to you, brother, right? Because you put yourself out here on live, you put yourself out there and you walk around this country spouting what you need to spout, right? You expect to walk these streets freely and openly, right? Not be having any problems, right, brother? Right, there we go. So the same thing to you, brother.
Right, but like you understand that like hurting, like threatening people over like.
Aren't you doing the exact same thing to me right now, brother?
Well, can I finish speaking?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so like I run into people who recognize me, people have, I've had in my experiences, good and bad. That's all in relation to like my political views. I'm warning you because like if there's a like I think that a lot of people in the show would agree that like if you like risking hurting underage people, that like it's just don't, that's a different ballgame.
Risk hurting underage people with.
I mean, I'm just saying again, like the light. It just we've already had this whole conversation. Just the light videos. That's the whole thing. And you voted for Trump because shiny object, conservative Congress, executive orders, something.
Right. Exactly. Chess, not checkers.
TikTok Live is a really it's a place, man. It's a place. It's a place. We live in a society. Jesus Christ. It's good to see everybody, by the way. 2,000 people in here. I love you. Double tap the screen for me. You guys are all the best. I appreciate all of your support. Yeah, well, right. Exactly. But protected children. Lindsay, I appreciate you. I love you. Yeah, dude, part of the reason I kept him up for so long in the beginning was because everyone's comments were making me laugh so hard. She said, someone like, what did someone say? They were like, bro, you guys had some funny ass comments while I was watching.